Good day, poker peeps. This is Sky with Smart Poker Study. And in today's video, we are going to find more 3-bet bluffs with random hands, things like 10-3 suited. So on the screen in this Excel spreadsheet, we have these 6 aspects to the perfect 3-bet bluff. We're going to be going over all of these as we review a few hands today, but I explain them all in detail in a free PDF I have for you called Find More 3-Bet Bluffs. There's a link in the description down below. Page 1, I discuss why we want a 3-bet bluff, along with a breakdown of the 6 aspects. And then starting on page 2, 20-question quiz, 10 situations, 2 questions each to test your 3-bet bluffing skills. So let's get to this first hand, 10-3 suited on the button. Open raise from what looks like a tight aggressive player. And let's count up the 6 aspects of what we have. We're in position. Yes, we are. Position is power, a very good reason to be 3-bet bluffing. Do we hold an ace? No, we don't. Is it a small open raise with a large stack? For sure it is. That's always helpful, especially when you're considering a 3-bet with a subpar hand, because you're most likely not going to hit anything. You're going to have to win it by bluffing if they choose to call you pre-flop. Raise first in buy position? Sure it is. A tight aggressive player like this, we can look at it specifically in the button here. 38%. It's in the cutoff. Let's look at that again. In the cutoff, 30%. Yes, he has at least a 20% raise first in, which means he has a wider range, a little bit more likely to fold. Raise and then fold to 3-bet. Well, you can see right here, no stat yet, hasn't faced any 3-bets. But what about folding to C-bets? For sure. It's 3 out of 3. What a great player to be tackling with a 3-bet bluff, with position, because he folds on those flops. So we 3-bet to 10 big blinds. I recommend between 9 and 12. You want to really sell the idea that you have a value hand. Like ask yourself, what would I make it right here if I had pocket aces? If it's 10 big blinds, do that with your bluffs as well. You don't want to size it smaller to give other players a really good incentive, good pot odds to come in. And you don't want to send the message that you're bluffing because your bet size is smaller. Folds all around. Loving that result right there. Everybody folds and we win a lovely little 14 big blind pot. 14 counts are 10. We won 4 big blinds, we could say. Now, there are some really good lessons that we can take away from the hand. First, if you want to get 3-bet aggro, go for it. Right? No one's stopping you. This is a hand that you could choose to call, but it is such a weak call. 3-betting, as you saw, we had 4 things going for us. I absolutely love the fact that I pulled the 3-bet in this situation right here. And if you want to get aggro, you can 3-bet, especially with non-calling hands. Like I would never call with this hand. Maybe if I had a great read and I knew how to exploit this player in position, maybe I could do it. But I really like the getting aggressive line with the 3-bets. One of the great things about this, too, is we've played 88 hands with this villain. He hasn't faced any 3-bets yet. This is a great opportunity for us because we have those 4 things going for us. A really good opportunity to put him to the test, put him to the 3-bet test, start developing a history against villain 108 when we 3-bet them right here. The last thing right here, and I really want to point this out with random hands. In the prior videos to this, we 3-bet with pocket pairs, 3-bet bluffed with pocket pairs, suited connectors, ace, king, all that other kind of stuff, right? With random hands, it's a really good idea. Random hand 3-bet bluffs. Have position. Be in position. It is so helpful right here, especially if we think about this spot right here. Tight aggressive player. He doesn't know anything about us. Well, I guess he has 88 hands on us, but we've only been at the table here for 2 hands. He has to contend. If he chooses to call us, he has to contend with 3 streets of pressure or of being out of position against us. He doesn't know what to put us on right here. He's going to be out of position for 3 streets. It's an ugly spot for him to call. It makes it so much more likely that he's going to fold pre-flop. So in position, it's kind of a key factor with random hand 3-bet bluffing. All right, so let's get to the next hand. King 7 suited. Raise 2.2 big blinds, fold. So let's count up the number of aspects we got. We're in position. No ace, so that's a bummer, but we do block ace, king, king, queen, pocket kings right here. Just a few blocking hands. Small open raise, large stack. Yes, we do have only 84 big blinds, but that's still over 80 right here. Raise first in by position. Now, raise first in out of the MP. It's 50%, 1 out of 2. And so that's not a big enough sample size to really make a read on his raise first in range, but he is making a smaller size. And in general, those smaller sizes, players do that with wider ranges so that their steals, they're cheaper to make, and it's also less costly if they fold to 3-bet. So I'm giving him an X right here. Raise and then fold to 3-bet. We're at 100%. 1 out of 1, but still better than nothing. Loving that. I'm in position in a 3-bet opportunity against a potentially wide range. What a great spot. Fold to flop C-bet? Nothing yet because he hasn't even called pre-flop, so can't face a C-bet, right? So we have 4 things going for us. So we decide to bluff with 9 big blinds right here. Once again, this is a non-calling hand. I would never call with king 7 suited without a great read on my opponent and without a great read on these opponents because I don't want to call and face a 3-bet. So I'd fold or 3-bet with this hand right here. We elect to do so. Love that size. Great sizing is between 9 and 12. You generally want to send the message, you got the goods. Oh, interesting. Surprise caller right here out of the big blind, calling 8 more big blinds cold. And then we get a call because he was getting such a good price on that call. I wonder if there was a good chance if he had folded, he might have just folded as well. But that's okay. King 10-10 hits on the flop. Check and a check. Now, generally, if we think about the ranges that players call 3-bets with, it's a ton of Broadway stuff. On a board with 2 Broadways, man, there's a really good chance their range connects. So checking right here behind with a little bit of showdown value, I'm actually fine with just checking. But I decide to come out with an exactly half pot bet if we take away some rake. We're looking at half pot here. Now, there's a really good reason for this. Number one is that I'm going for some thin value right here. Pocket 9s or 8s that don't want to believe I have a king or a 10, they could call this 1 street. A couple of diamonds could make a call. Ace, queen, ace, jack, king, jack for some straight draws. Not king, jack, queen, jack for the open-ended straight draw. The other ones for gut shots. I think those can call as well. So I'm getting some thin value out of weaker hands, but I'm also setting myself up to pot control on the turn. If I bet and then he chooses to call, on that turn card, no matter what it is, I have the option. Most likely he'll check to me, and I can check behind, kind of controlling the size of that pot. If I just check now, I'm probably going to check fold on any turn, because they could bet half pot just like this, 2/3, 3/4 pot on any big card, any diamond, even a 9. I'm not going to like any of that stuff, right? So I'd rather bet now, thin value, and pot control the turn. But this guy wakes up with a huge check raise. I'm going to believe him, and I'm going to find a fold right now because, once again, like I said earlier, with that tiny little 2.2 big blind open, small equals weak. Well, right here, large equals strength. In general, that's kind of like a default position to take when you're up against some relatively unknown players right here, right? Huge bet, I got to read strength. I only have a top pair weak kicker. I got to fold this one. This player calls over here. So, and he went all in, so we get to see showdown. Awesome, we get to see what they had. Ace, queen. Let's actually see this player first. Okay, so he check raised us, top pair, decent kicker. I love my king 7 fold right here. And then this player, ace, queen, calling preflop, totally fine. Like I said, a couple of Broadways. Oh, he's got a couple of Broadways in his 3-bet calling range as well. Common hands for 3-bet calling. He flopped a gut shot, an overcard with the ace, plus a flush draw. Yeah, he was going nowhere. I don't fault a player like this for making that flop call with such a good equity in the hand right there. So a few notes to take away from this hand. Thin value bets are good. Also gives turn pot control option. Because once again, remember how where we have position in this hand, we can pot control and just check behind. If we were out of position, we would check. Can't really pot control. Who knows what they're going to do, right? And then here's a key thing. Listen to what they're telling you. In general, small equals weak, Large equals strong. He told me he loved his hand. I didn't love my hand. Easy spot to get the heck out. All right, so let's go ahead and get to hand number 3, 10-7 suited. An open raise to 2.2, once again, a fold, and then, before we show my play, let's count up what we got. We're not in position, and that's a terrible one when you're playing these random hands. Not terrible, but in position really does help. Like I said, we want as much going for us as possible with these random, pretty crappy hands. We don't hold an ace. Small open raise, large stack, sure, 107 big blinds behind, 2.2, we got that. Raise first in by position. Well, he is in the cutoff, so probably a loose aggressive player, 28%. We've got that going for us. Fold to 3-bet after raising, 4 out of 8. That's a good indication. I think that might have been why I pulled the trigger on this 3-bet bluff. Because he doesn't fold to flop c-bets, that's a bummer because most likely we're going to have to bluff if we get to the flop right here. So like I said earlier, random 3-bet bluffs, you should have position. With these, this is also like a non-calling hand. I would never call in the spot, especially with a tight aggressive potential 3-better behind me. I just hate it. I don't want to give him a good squeezing spot. So it's fold or 3-bet for me. I elected to 3-bet. Here's another reason. Look at that 8-5. What kind of player is 8-5? Yeah, after 76 hand, super tight player, right? The fact that I come in for the 3-bet, oh, I hate that size. The fact that this 8-5 player comes in for the 3-bet, screaming that he has a good hand with that size, it should make it really easy for them to fold. But I really don't like that size. I think 10 big blinds would have succeeded just the same. It was almost 5 times his bet at 10 big blinds. And I think I could have gotten the exact same range of hands to fold at 10 versus 12. So I think I cost myself 2 big blinds with this bluff. Fold and a fold. So awesome. It worked out, right? A lot of stuff was really going against me there, being out of position, betting too big right here. But I just banked on the fact my image plus the action of 3-betting from the worst position would win the pot. And hey, I got lucky. I took this one down. All right, thanks again for watching these videos. Now, here's the thing. Do not forget to get that free PDF, Find More 3-Bet Bluffs. Turn yourself into a 3-bet bluffer. Link in the description down below. Before you watch another video, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, take action both on and off the felt to become the player that you want to be.